Hi food tubers, it's Gizzy here and I'm going to be showing you how to make chicken katsu curry. It's probably the simplest curry to make, but it's also one of the mildest to eat. So if you haven't felt like you wanted to give curry a go till now, this is definitely a way to do it. So let's get cooking. So just about a tablespoon of oil in the bottom of the pan. Just fry off onions almost in the same way as if you were making a stew base. The onions, as they cook down, they're going to add a sort of savoury tinge to the dish, and then the carrots add a sweetness to it. Cook these down until they've lost quite a lot of their water and they get a tiny bit caramelised around the outside. Now we're just going to bung in some whole garlic cloves here that have been peeled, and then I'm going to put a couple of bay leaves in there, fresh bay. Really not a Japanese ingredient. This is really starting to come down now, but what I'm going to do in the meantime is pane my chicken. Now to pane something is to coat it in breadcrumbs generally, but to do that just flour it, from the flour into the egg and from the egg into the breadcrumbs, so it's really perfectly coated and it's not going to be going anywhere. So about 100 grams of plain flour. I'm going to season that with some salt and some pepper. Just give that a bit of a stir, it's coming on nicely. Then I'm going to get a couple of eggs. And then I'm just going to break those up and give them a bit of a whisk. We've got some breadcrumbs. I use panko breadcrumbs. Now, this is a Japanese type of breadcrumb, and they stick out when you fry it, they become really crackly. And if you can't find them, you can obviously make normal breadcrumbs. I'm then just going to put in some curry powder. It's about 2 tablespoons of that. And I've used Japanese curry powder just because it's more authentic. If you can't find that, just get the most basic mild curry powder you can get your hands on. Add in some plain flour. This is just going to be used to thicken it up. And it sort of makes a roux at the base of this. It kind of goes a bit claggy for a stage, but work with it. We are going to very slowly pour in some fresh chicken stock. So as if we're making a white sauce, we're kind of bringing this together, knocking all of the lumps out. We're just going to let this bubble away for about 20 minutes, 15-20 minutes. We want that to reduce down to become a pourable, thick gravy. Somewhere between gravy and custard. That sounds a bit gross, but yeah, that's about the right thing. Chicken time. We coat it in the flour, then in the egg, which acts like glue, and then in the breadcrumbs. And you only do it the once. A lot of people think you have to twice pane things, you really don't. All right, it's thickened up. I mean, that custard vibe I was talking about earlier kind of makes sense now, doesn't it? We're going to finish this off by doing a dash of garam masala, 2 teaspoons of brown sugar, and about a tablespoon of soy sauce. Some people like to serve their katsu curry with the chunks in it. I'm going to go more for the purist version where you actually just sieve out all the lumps. Some people even like to whiz their katsu curry, and you can totally do that. The thing you're taught not to do when you're at catering school is to sieve it all at one go, like I just did. Pour this into a slightly smaller pan just to keep it warm. Now, time to cook our chicken. Go for a really light oil, vegetable, groundnut. Now I'm going to pour in my chicken. This is actually my favourite thing to eat, I think. You can't go wrong with it, can you? I'm just going to flip the chicken over now, and that is looking good. To actually fry it, it probably isn't going to take any more than 10 minutes. How do you know if chicken is over or undercooked? The easiest way to do it would be to cut into it, but also you can listen out. You can hear now that it's starting to splatter a bit more, which means that some of the juices from the middle are coming out, which means that the centre is getting some heat to it. Another thing is, obviously one side is thicker than the other, and I'm going to baste the thicker end with some oil, just to encourage heat from both sides. These are pretty much done, and what I've got here is some cooked sushi rice, and then just some salad leaves. I've gone for a few different Japanese micro herbs to be particularly in vogue, and then we're just going to dress those with a few different types of pickle. So we've got some Japanese pickles here, radishes and beetroots and spring onions, which are in kind of Japanese pickle we've made. So I'm going to add some of these pickles to my salad. And then we've got some of this pickled daikon too. So daikon's like a radish. It's like one of those really long white radishes you get, and they eat them all over Japan. I'm going to put some olive oil just to dress these leaves a little bit. Going in with my hands, which are obviously clean. It's all ready to go, so I'm going to get ready to plate up. So And the thing about sushi rice, I mean, you can use whatever rice you want, to be honest. I really like sushi rice because it's classically what you would eat in Japan. And we're gonna slice our chicken. Perfectly cooked. Okay. I'm gonna pour over the katsu curry sauce now. Good ladleful. You want that to cover both the chicken and the rice. And then plonk some salad on there. That is my chicken katsu curry. It's my favorite bit, I get to eat it. It's crunchy, a little bit of sweetness in there. It's just damn delicious. If you like this recipe and you want to see more, then obviously like it and please subscribe. And thank you very much, YouTubers. I'll see you again.